Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Spear, and you're listening to the HorrorFam.com podcast. My guest today is a YouTuber in the horror community. His name is Johnny, but you might know him as the Horror Hack. And if you don't know him, you should get to know him either through this podcast or just by going to youtube.com/the Horror Hack, because he's super cool. And I'm super excited to talk to him. And hello, Johnny, the Horror Hack. How are you doing today?
Lauren, what is going on? How's your Friday going? Wait, it's Friday, right?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, sometimes the days bleed together a little bit right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but it's leaving a little bit, more time to be creative or just do like those hobbies that you've always said you're going to do but haven't done yet. So it's kind of a cool time. If you're not an essential worker, hats off to the essential workers that are working so hard to keeping us safe, and healthcare workers and all that. But still, I'm at home right now, so I kind of have a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
our
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
My horror website and your horror YouTube channel keep us plenty busy.
It really does. Yeah. And it's too bad that, I get why the movie theaters have shut down, but I used to love going to, seeing new horror releases in the theaters. It's one of my favorite things to do is go to the movies, and now I can't. But I've been seeing some pretty cool movies on Prime and Hulu and Netflix, and I like that some of these production companies that are releasing their movies straight to demand because maybe you didn't see them in the theater, like Blumhouse and Universal Pictures. I know they released Invisible Man and The Hunt early so people could watch them digitally. I thought that was really cool. The price is high, but if you go to the theater and get snacks and you're buying the movie ticket, it's $20 doesn't seem so bad to watch at home.
Yeah, that's like the price of one ticket.
Yeah, or if you pay like $13 for a ticket, and then if you want some Twizzlers or Red Vines or something and popcorn, that's gonna add up.
Oh yeah, it adds up real quick.
Yeah.
But right now it just sounds like you're just some guy who likes horror movies and likes going to the movie.
Yeah.
Let's actually talk about what you do on YouTube, because you are pumping out all kinds of videos even more frequently now that you're stuck at home, which is good for us as viewers, but maybe not so fun for you. But you're pumping out even more content now. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what your content is?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm kind of a fairly new channel. I started it back in, I think it was June of last year. I guess it's almost been a year, but it seems like I'm still a baby, compared to a lot of these horror movie reviews. Yeah, so I'm reviewers. I review horror movies is kind of my wheelhouse. So new releases, even older films that some of my favorites, I'll just, watch them, take notes, and just randomly give off my dorky thoughts and review and push it out on YouTube. And I'm just, hope that people like my content. I think one of the coolest things I've learned or I've had about having this YouTube channel is meeting this gigantic horror community online. I was just stunned by how many people watch these YouTube videos, or there's these other movie reviewers that are so good, and people will comment and they'll find you and you get to talk to one another, and just how supportive the horror community has been to me. And I see it on Twitter a lot. So it's just kind of been fun to find all these new horror centric online friends,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why I created HorrorFam.com with myself and my husband and my two gal pals, where we were like, hey, it would be fun if we had more friends who were weird like we are.
Exactly. Because it's funny, in the horror community, we already kind of feel like outcasts because we love such a niche thing like horror movies or TV shows, comics, anything horror related that's very dark and mysterious and disturbing sometimes. And we, to maybe other people, we're such weirdos, but it's fun to have a common interest and talk on Twitter and do funny memes and everything that kind of only horror people would understand, like horror jokes and memes. It's been a lot of fun talking to all of you.
I agree. I second what he said.
Yeah.
And actually, I looked up when your channel was created, and you started it on my dad's birthday last year. So May 15th, 2019.
Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome. May 15th. Okay. Well, that was a good day to start then.
Yeah, you have an anniversary coming up in less than a month.
Yeah. What's funny is I remember I created the account, I think, that day, but I didn't push out a video until June because I had to get like cover art done and all that stuff. I started Twitter about a month early before I put out a video just so I could get, a few followers and follow some people. I think my very first video was the Child's Play reboot.
Correct.
I remember that. Yeah. So it's so funny. And I'm sure other people that do YouTube videos or anything that you start new, you are not very good at. Well, I mean, maybe you are good at, but you always improve. So it's funny to go back even to my very first video and how I look, and I'm very kind of monotone and a little slow, and I don't know what to do, and I kind of sound like this. To like when I push out content today, I'm more active, and I don't know. I guess I seem more like a host and more with it. I guess more interesting, I think, than my first video.
More confident.
Yeah, more confident. There you go. I was looking for a word. Confident is the word. Yeah, because it's anything you do that's new, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try it and just get better at it. And I know that probably in another couple years, I'll look back even on the videos I do now and be like, oh man, yeah, it's kind of cringeworthy a little bit.
Yeah. I do that with my older things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that I'll probably look back on this and be very cringe at least my half of the conversation.
Oh, no. See, this is just, you're doing great. And we're just two people talking. And I don't know that people that like horror will listen to this. So I'm sure it'll be, interesting to your audience. So I'm already having fun, Lauren.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
And that's something that I did notice about your newer videos is that you seem to be having a lot more fun with them as well, which makes it more fun for the audience too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you kind of like, yeah, you kind of like loosened up. You start like, telling silly jokes and like just kind of like, oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. Because I think when I started this channel, see, a lot of my inspiration I think one of the first people I saw was Girly Gore, Felicia Lobo, I think maybe was her last name. I'm sorry, Felicia, if I'm getting it wrong. But Girly Gore does great movie reviews. She's fun. She's informative. She knows her stuff. And she's just very likable on camera. And I think after watching a few of her videos, I was like, oh, I think I'd like to do that. Like, I think I could do it. So kind of emulating that same energy. I am having a lot more fun with it now. And my goal of the channel was to not talk over people's heads like I'm some horror elitist know-it-all person that just constantly talks about how the lighting is this and the shots are like this. I love that stuff. I went to film school and did all that stuff. I love it. But I mainly just wanted to talk about how fun these movies are, even if I don't exactly like the movie. There's always something good I can find in it, and go off on these stupid dorky rants that I do, where I kind of self-deprecating make fun of myself in my own video or something. I just try to have some fun and not trash on any film if I can help it.
Yeah, I do know. That was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to interview you because, well, for one thing, I liked that your videos are very short.
Right.
And like you're very concise, you get to the point, and you were always very upbeat and positive, and even when you didn't like something or it wasn't to your taste, you still found something good to say about it.
Right.
And that's something that we try to do as well at horrorfam.com. Like, we kind of live by the, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So
that's good.
It's fine to have a complaint and say something that may be on the negative side, but if that's all you have to say, probably just keep it to yourself.
No one wants a Debbie Downer. No one wants a know-it-all. No one wants to listen or see that. Well, maybe some people do, but let's just spread the good news, man. Like artists that create movies or movie scripts or anything that you do, if you are a creator, you are coming up with something from just your mind, and that's incredible. And so that's another reason why I don't like to trash any film, because I mean, these people have worked hard to write the story, and even on set you have production assistants, helping out with the film, the director, the producers. They're all collaborating together to make this content. They're hoping people will enjoy it. So I hate to trash on that. I do feel bad. I think the only one I kind of trashed on was Fantasy Island from Blumhouse, but I was doing it I was trying to be funny about it. I wasn't like angry. I came off as angry, but I was doing it in a jokingly way. That movie wasn't for me. So that was probably the one that I trashed a little bit. But I think I was just mad at the marketing. I was like, oh man, the marketing seems like it's going to be this awesome dark horror film, but it was just kind of more of like a teen thriller type of thing, which I think if I watch again, maybe with some drinks, I'll have some fun with it. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, what counts is that we at least try to be nice.
Absolutely. And I think you really should, because they take so much time to create something for the masses. Like I said, it originates with an idea, and then you bounce off the idea with others, or you just write the script yourself. And then, that takes forever. It goes through development hell sometimes with the movie studios. And then you have the crew, and it's the actors. It can take months or something for a project to get done. So the hard work is put in. Even if it's not my taste, I'm never going to completely trash it,
Yeah, same. I'll try to offer maybe some constructive criticism if I think it'll be helpful, but I never want to be like, this sucked, don't see it, boo. It's just, it's so negative and mean. And it's like, these people work, even if it's not good or at the very least not to our personal tastes. People work crazy hard on this stuff, and they have family members, and you don't want someone's kid of someone who worked on the movie to go on and see all this trash talk about their parents or whatever.
Absolutely. And I think that's kind of why I always say in my videos I support horror, and kind of at the end of the video I'll say go see this movie. And if I don't say that, I forgot to say the line. My whole thing is too, I try to, even if I didn't particularly like it, I urge other horror fans to see it and decide for themselves, because there's nothing I don't like. If I see on Twitter, this movie sucked, don't waste your time, it's like, well, some people may like it. So I would never say this movie's stupid, don't see it.
Also, if enough of those comments get out there, it's so easy for people who aren't sort of within the community, but who have the money to be tossing around, to see those comments and go, oh, people don't like horror movies. And then, we'll go through another dry spell where not very many horror movies are coming out. Yeah,
I get that. Yeah. And it's so funny how there's movies that are on the, it kind of goes one way or the other. And I think of the director, Ari Aster, Hereditary and Midsommar, right? Those A24 films. It just seems like people, it's one way or the other. They hate it or they love it. Because they're true. Have you seen those films?
No.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. They're very out there, I should say. I actually really enjoy them because I love things that are just sort of dark, disturbing, and weird, and those seem to touch on that. But people seem to like, what in the, what did I just watch is what I've seen a lot people after Midsommar. And I completely agree. It's a horror movie in broad daylight. I mean, the sun never really sets, and it's just mind F. It's just mind. I don't want to swear here too much, but it's just crazy. And it was a lot of fun to see, but it is very disturbing, which I love. And you wonder why we like such sick stuff. Like, is there something wrong with me because I'm smiling when someone's getting tortured or something? It's like, maybe I should check myself. I don't know what's going on.
No, well, for me, most movies that are supposed to be just dark or disturbing or weird, it doesn't really affect me that way. But I do tend to look at the running times for movies. Oh,
you're one of those.
A little bit. Well,
no, I'm kidding.
these these days, because I kind of touched upon this in episode 7 of the horrorfam.com podcast, where I mentioned that I don't really like movies that are over an hour and a half or 2 hours tops.
Yeah.
And I said, my butt can't take it. And what I was talking about is we have a really uncomfortable couch because it's from the 1980s and it's really busted up.
Yeah.
So sitting for anything longer than 2 hours is it's too much for me.
Oh man. Well, that's when you got to stand up and do some burpees, do some jumping jacks or something, and sit back down.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's what everyone wants to do when they're watching a horror movie. They want to get up and exercise.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They want to sit down and drink a beer and stuff their face with popcorn. And, I love doing that stuff. Yeah. The runtime is interesting because I do agree with you in a way that sometimes after I watch a movie, I think other people say this too. I'm like, ooh, they could probably cut 20 minutes from that. Or they could cut a half an hour out of that and it would be just fine. It's when it lags and drags on and you're like, come on. And sometimes I almost feel bad. I think I said this in one of my videos. I almost feel bad thinking that because I'm just like, oh no, how dare you give me more content to watch? How dare you give me more, from the director, whoever did this. It's like they took the time to shoot all of this. And I'm just like, okay, hurry it up. It's like sometimes I feel like a brat saying that, but I do agree with you. There are some things that just kind of lag and you're like, oh, okay, this could probably be done right now.
Well, your own content at The Horror Hack is very succinct. I haven't seen an episode yet that's been over 10 minutes. I mean, most of them are around the 7-minute mark. Yeah, and sometimes you review multiple movies within those 7 minutes.
Yeah, I try to keep it in that sweet spot. I've heard different things about YouTube algorithms and sometimes they'll like longer form content. Oof. I think it would also just take me a long time to create that. And so I do like these shorter snippets. I still even think 7 to 8 minutes is a good amount of time, especially with our ADD culture. And we can't sit and watch something for longer than just a few minutes without looking at our phones.
Yeah,
it just happens.
Yeah, either because of ADD or because of uncomfortable chairs. A lot of people just can't sit around for that long.
Yeah, get a new couch, Lauren. Let's get a new couch after this thing is over. Get your stimulus check and buy a couch.
Nah, I got too many other things to pay for.
No, I know. Oh, I hear you. I 100% hear you. Yeah, it's funny. I've had so much fun creating these videos because I do it for the horror fans and the audience, but mainly it's just an outlet for me to be sort of creative, and it's just fun. I can sit in my little hack shack with the camera in front of me and just kind of be a moron for a half hour while I film, and then I can just cut it down. It keeps me busy. It's just something fun I like to do.
That's what it's all about. That's pretty much what I do every day now.
Yeah. And I know, so your parents were like special effects artists, right?
Right.
Do you have any movies that you have in mind that in the past, I actually don't even care, whatever time frame, that you're like, this movie has awesome special effects in it? Or I'm sorry, like practical effects. Or were they, which one did they do? I'm sorry, I forget.
Practical.
Yeah, practical effects. And I love when a movie can utilize practical effects versus CGI. I think I say that in a few of my videos too. I love a good practical effects film.
Yeah, actually, my buddy Christy, who's listed as one of our founders on our About page, she wrote an article, I think 2 weeks ago on horrorfam.com about, it was sort of a love letter to practical effects.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We bought like a bunch of cool movie stills and behind the scenes shots to include with that. So that was pretty neat. That's
great. Have you seen The Headhunter?
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's one I always tell people to watch. It's I think I reviewed it probably like 3-4 weeks ago. Well, this content is evergreen, so 3-4 weeks ago might not mean what I'm saying here. But I just reviewed it on my channel and I've seen it a few times, and it's amazing how they got this movie done in just $30,000. And that's including some of the marketing. The director actually went to Spirit Halloween, the Halloween store, and got a lot of for the props. And they would paint them over and make them look aged. And it's just amazing when you watch this movie. You're like, these props don't look like like he got them for $5 or $20 or something. They made them look so realistic. And I love when people can be creative like that.
I like that too. And one of the things that you do on your channel is everything. Even if you're reviewing something older, it's sort of fresh and new because you mention where that movie is streaming at the moment. So even if it's an older movie, like say you reviewed The Ruins in one of your videos,
yep.
And that movie is a few years old now. But at the time, it was showing on a streaming channel.
Right, yeah.
So everything that you review, whether it's legitimately new or if it's old, is still new because it may have just become available for people to see for perhaps the first time.
Right. That's exactly why I say it, because I want people to see these films, see them, go decide for yourself. And I'm sure they can just put in a simple Google search, but if I can help out in any way, hey, this is streaming on Shudder right now. So, go ahead and go see it. Or this is on Prime Video at the moment. So before it goes away, you should probably stream this. Or so, yeah, I try to help out the audience by telling them where they can watch it.
Yeah, and that's a way where your content is evergreen because your review will still be your review in a month from now, even if it's not streaming there. But if people land on there, if they subscribe and get the notification right as you upload that video, they'll be able to go, oh, that's what I'm watching today.
Yeah. I try to help out whenever I can. That's a good idea. Or I should do a simple plug right now. Hey, subscribers, if you can turn on your notifications right now, that'd be awesome because I want you to get fresh content. I'm just kidding. I'm doing a stupid commercial. But yeah, people should turn on their notifications so when my video is live or when I just upload it, they can watch it. Yeah. So go ahead and do that, subscribers.
First, subscribe.
Yes. Please subscribe. I want a horror army. I want subscribers.
Go to youtube.com/thehorrorhack, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell or the switch or whatever they have this week.
Yeah, I know it's probably going to change next week.
Oh, and the other thing that I was about your video's length, it's a nice way to say your opinion while still leaving the conversation open for others to chime in and say what they think as well. Because with the longer reviews, I also enjoy a lot of those, but with the longer reviews, it's kind of like, oh, well, that guy said everything there is to say, didn't he?
Yeah.
So when it's only 7 minutes, it's like, oh, okay, so that's Johnny's opinion, but there's still so much that could be said.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to do, and I should do this in my film, or when I upload, I should put it in the title. If you notice, I try to do non-spoilers, non-major spoilers in every one of my videos, because I want people to be able to watch it even if they haven't seen the film yet. Some people are like, oh, I can't watch this YouTube video because I haven't seen the movie. I try to make it so it's like I just talk about the story a little, not like exact scenes or this character did this or this or that. I try to do non-spoilers for as much as I can so that you can just not worry about me giving anything away.
Yeah, and you did remember to put that in some of your titles, but pretty much all of your videos are spoiler free. Like you'll say like, oh, well, that guy got his head bitten off by an alligator. But you don't say specifically like what character or in what context or
Yeah, what a way to go, huh? Your head bit off by an alligator?
Oof.
I think I think we all want to go like that. I'm just kidding. That was probably in my crawl review. I don't even remember.
Well,
not even sure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the horror hack. Do you have anything else you want to say, or?
I don't think so. This has been it's been really fun to talk to you, chatting about my channel. I think that you have an awesome website as a stepping stone for creators like me that can come on your show and you can promote us. I think it's great to have someone like you that's doing this for not just small channels, but big channels, or not even YouTubers, but just horror-centric creators or like-minded people like us. It's just great to have a place that you can put all that stuff right on your website and have these awesome podcast episodes with us. So just want to say thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and
that's so nice of you to say.
Of course. That's why I wanted to hop on this show. Yeah, and I just want to say to everyone who's subscribed to me, just thank you so much. I love hearing all your comments, and if you come follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Horror Hack. Come find me there. Say hey. Again, I'd love for you to watch my videos at youtube.com/The Horror Hack. It's just a lot of fun talking with you all, and I really appreciate all the nice things people say about my videos and content. It's been a great experience. So thank you to everyone.
And yeah, as Johnny said, follow him at The Horror Hack on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's all the same. So, and that's hack with an H, HACK, just in case for some reason you couldn't understand what we were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because that name is very, because I like to be self-deprecating a little bit. I enjoy making fun of myself. So I figure I'm a little bit of a hack, so I thought The Horror Hack, that's a good name to have. It fits my personality,
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It is a good name, though.
Absolutely does. Yeah.
I like the alliteration, and I like that hack. It can also, be for hacking up bodies, or
exactly.
Got the kind of wordplay there that I enjoy. So
yeah, thank you. Well, yeah, thanks a lot for having me on. It's been really fun, and I hope to do it again sometime.
Well, if you ever want to come back on, let me know.
Absolutely, I'm always here.
All right, everyone. Say hi to Johnny on social media. Follow him on YouTube. Watch his videos. And that was The Horror Hack. Bye, everyone.
See you later.